Hello, this is Michael Paul with the New Orleans Scottish Rite College. I'd like to talk today about Masonic history, but not our standard history. This is not a lecture on dates, places, or people. I'd like to look a bit at who we are today through the lens of who we were yesterday. Let me explain. There is a new and popular TV show that has a most interesting premise. It's a large company who, for some reason, alters the memories of their workers through brain implants. While the employees are at work, they have no memory at all of their life outside of work. And also, while the employees are at home, they have no memory at all of their time at work. They are essentially two separate people, each living their lives either always at work or always at home. It is two separate existences sharing a common body. Think about this situation. Each one of us has a personal history in the collection of our own memories. We remember childhood, family, friends, and happy as well as sad events. We remember school, early jobs, dating, marriage, children, and everything that has gone into shaping us. Who we are today is based in large part on the total memory of our experiences. Now think about all of those memories, or half of them, as in this show, disappearing into dust with a snap of your fingers. Who would you be? What would you be? How could you be the same person in that situation? Would you be one person, two people, or a damaged individual living in a false and incomplete reality? But in thinking about this situation, this loss of identity and self is not limited to individuals. Groups of people and even whole societies have suffered the fate of lost identity. It was known long ago that if one group wanted to defeat another, it was necessary to overpower the enemy's military. But if one group wanted to completely destroy another group, then they would need to wipe out the enemy's history. Look at the Mayans. Their vast library was destroyed, and all their books, save only 3, were burned to dust. And what do we know of the Mayan society and people today? What do the descendants of the Mayans know about their own history? Next to nothing. Even when there was no deliberate attempt at destroying another's history, the lack of history can still create vacuums in our knowledge of the past. In North Louisiana, there is an area known as Poverty Point. There are several large and impressive Indian mounds where a considerable amount of pottery has been excavated. Archaeologists know that a significant civilization existed there several thousand years ago, and that it was the largest and most complex site of its type discovered in North America. But because of the lack of any written records and very little information on the people themselves, it is truly a lost society. Our past is vital to us. Who we are is made up of our personal history, our memories. The practical reality of the existence and nature of each of us depends on the continued knowledge of our nature and existence. When we die, the continued knowledge of us will only exist if our history is recorded and preserved. If not, then when we die, all knowledge of our achievements and work and who we were dies with us. Freemasonry is no different. Want to start a debate? Go into any lodge and ask whether Freemasonry has its roots in the Knights Templar. In some lodges, such a debate might end up in an argument. The simple truth is that we have little knowledge of the very early history of Freemasonry. The same is pointedly true of the early history of the Scottish Rite. Jurisdictional wars, destruction of early records, and edited histories designed to strengthen the argument of one or the other side makes our available knowledge questionable to the objective researcher. The history of our lodge or other Masonic body should not just be passed off as the concern of those library types. It is our history, and we all share in its proper preservation or its loss. We need to be sure that proper records are taken and kept, and that we take all necessary steps to preserve old documents and records. It is not something that we should do. It's something that we must do. When we look at the people in this TV show that I mentioned, we can feel sympathy for them. They are living a half-life, but we are at best only disinterested viewers. We know that this is a television show, and while we can imagine the terrible situation that they are in, we don't directly feel their pain. In Masonry, our loss of history is personal. We are not disconnected spectators. It is our history and our personal loss when we are not able to answer questions about ourselves that we should be able to answer. The horrible mistake so many make is in believing that the preservation of our history is someone else's job or duty, as if we play no part in it. That's absolutely false. Each of us needs to step up, and even if we are not historians, we must make sure that our records are complete, safe, and protected. We must safeguard the records of the Lodge like our own personal records. If we don't care, we don't exist. It's as simple as that. Thank you for watching. If you like the videos, please hit the like button and subscribe to us. Please support our efforts through Patreon. It is through your support that we are able to continue our work. Just follow the link in the description. See you next time.